Last two semi-final places are going to be decided. Bayern bringing a one-goal lead back to Munich, but finishing the job against Real Madrid in the Champions League is certainly never easy. And over at the Emirates, Arsenal look to stop the bleeding against Sporting. They're 1-0 up from that first leg. The stakes really do feel very high for Arsenal in that game, Thierry.
Yeah, it is. And if you're Sporting, if you see the way Man City played Arsenal and the way Bournemouth played Arsenal at the weekend, the way they went to put pressure in that 4-2-4, early doors, Arsenal did not have an answer on how to step out from that. But yes, it is very important for the Arsenal to be able to win the game and make sure that they can prepare the game that we're all waiting for to see what time it is. Because for a very long time, I wasn't even focusing on Bournemouth. Even before the win or the Bournemouth winning, obviously, I wasn't focusing on that. I wanted that game. If I was a player, I want to win at City. I want to make a statement. You want to make a statement. You have an opportunity to do that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but that's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
Yeah, quarterfinals are for you. No, you got anything else? Any other business?
Just figure out where we are now. PSG through 4-0 on aggregate in the end against Liverpool. They're going to play either Bayern Munich or Real Madrid. And then on the other side of the draw, you've got Atletico, but they're placed in the semi-finals. And we'll find out tomorrow who they play. Arsenal, who are 1-0 up against Sporting at the moment, have a chance to make the semi-finals too. As it stands, let's just have a look at PSG first. I mean, either one of those fixtures, if it's Bayern or Real Madrid, is going to be blockbuster.
Yeah, and it's not the team you want to face in form, playing exceptionally well, PSG. But I do see Bayern going through against Real Madrid. I think they have too much collectively. I think the stars will step up for Madrid, but we won't have enough.
Yeah.
And what about Atletico Madrid against Arsenal or Sporting? Should Arsenal fans be confident, Joe, do you think?
Arsenal fans should be very, very confident. They knew they was on the plum side of the draw. The league is one entity. I think tomorrow they'll turn up and they'll perform and they'll go through in a tough game against a very good Lisbon team. And I think a semi-final against what we saw tonight, Atletico Madrid, Arsenal were a lot stronger in so many different areas. The only thing that Atletico have got against them is the experience of being in and around. Just Simeone's a massive part of that. Oblak's a massive part of that. Koke's a massive part of that. If they can, you know, it's going to be. It's going to be
in big moments.
Big moments.
Like they're more used to being in big moments and handling big situations
occasions.
in pressure.
Yeah, big occasions, bigger games. They're used to that as a collective, as a club, the fan base, the players. So yeah, I think that's a tougher game. I don't say Arsenal can't win. I just think it's a tougher opponent, and the way they play is going to make them stutter a little bit.
Joe?
I think Arsenal can beat Atletico. It can obviously go either way. It's a semi-final. They're both quality, but I think Arsenal are a better team.
You've also, look, Arsenal have got to get through Sporting Lisbon, and the fortress is not a fortress at the Emirates anymore. And it is also a very highly pressured moment in Arsenal season, guys, isn't it? Could you see them crumbling?
Well, yeah, obviously. I believe they go through. I believe they beat Sporting. But then off the back of the weekend's fixture against City, then who knows how that derails them if they don't get the points needed there. So, yeah, it's a pivotal moment for Arsenal over the next couple of weeks.
What do you think, Joe?
Of Champions League, Arsenal. I think they can get to the final. And I don't think they can beat... In a final, anything can happen, but if you can ask me where I would put my money, I would bet back Bayern Munich or PSG to beat Arsenal in the final, but only just... But I do think Arsenal... I think a tide will turn at Arsenal soon, and they'll... I've backed them all the way for the league, and I still think they'll win the league.
OK. Guys, thank you very much. You've been excellent company. I thoroughly enjoyed it tonight. And actually, in the end, we were treated to a very good game, weren't we?
We had a great game.
Now, there is some news that I can bring you with regard to who is there and who isn't. Declan Rice is not training this morning as part of this open training session. It should be stressed here, though, that does not necessarily mean he is out of this game against Sporting. We will hopefully get more clarification on Declan Rice's fitness when we speak to Mikel Arteta in his news conference later on this afternoon. But Declan Rice, who's captaining the team, of course, against Bournemouth on Saturday, not out there training just now. There were other issues for Mikel Arteta, weren't there, on Saturday? Bukayo Saka, skipper Martin Odegaard, Jurrien Timber and Ricardo Calafiori, they weren't part of the squad again on Saturday, and they are not out there just now either. But like I said with Declan Rice, that doesn't necessarily automatically mean that they will be out for this game against Sporting. Once again, we'll hope to get some sort of clarification from Mikel Arteta a little later on. There was better news for Arsenal on Saturday despite that defeat to Bournemouth. Eberechi Eze and Piero Hincapié made welcome returns to the squad. Eze actually played the majority of the second half of that game. Piero Hincapié, of course, was an unused substitution, but I'm sure Mikel Arteta will be pleased that they are both back out there again today, training and obviously available there for selection. But look, make no mistake about it, Tom, absolutely huge 5 days coming up for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal. Just choose your adjective, a huge, pivotal, that this could be potentially season defining, some have said, but also possibly record creating as well. I'll come to the record creating part of it in just a moment. On the one hand, of course, you can't get away from the fact that it has been 3 defeats from their last 4 games in all competitions. Losing that Carabao Cup final to Manchester City, clearly a big disappointment. They couldn't end their wait for a trophy at Wembley that day. Then losing to Southampton in the FA Cup quarter-finals was a shock, but the home loss to Bournemouth, well, that looks pretty significant, doesn't it? Because it now means that both Arsenal and Manchester City can lay claim that the destiny of the title is in both of their hands. But before that blockbuster at the Etihad on Sunday, Tom, it's a small matter of a Champions League quarter-final second leg at home to Sporting tomorrow night. And that's where the record-creating part of what I said comes in. Arsenal, of course, lead by 1-0 from the first leg. They left it late, didn't they? Kai Havertz with a fantastic goal in stoppage time out there in Lisbon. If they can build on that and go through, they'll reach back-to-back Champions League semi-finals for the first time in their history, believe it or not. And the narrative then will probably change once again. Look, it does feel like a little bit of doom and gloom for Arsenal fans just now, but if they did take a step back, if they're able to do that, it should be remembered they're 6 points clear at the top and they're in control of their Champions League quarter-final. However, the recent run, you can't avoid it, can you? It has been a worry. Their first 49 games in all competitions, there were just 3 defeats. And as I mentioned before, they've now lost 3 of their last 4. Bound to be a couple of interesting news conferences later on. Mikel Arteta and Eberechi Eze will address the media at 1:30.
Yeah, Darvish, we've got Charlie Austin with us here as well. Just we're talking about Declan Rice. I know that we don't know whether he's going to be out or not, but Charlie, this season we've said about how Arsenal's squad depth is so good. The one question mark was, the one irreplaceable player was Declan Rice. Imagine if he is out.
Listen, if he is out, there's going to be a problem, and then there's going to be them questions are going to be answered, because it is a big void to fill. They've got a massive squad and really good players, but that is one of the places that he's so important on the pitch as a captain, that he's been as one of the leaders that they've got there. And if he's not playing in such a pivotal, important game going forward into the Man City game, then it could be a big miss.
Darmish, we had an Arsenal fan on earlier saying that even though Arsenal don't need to win tomorrow night to go through, he believes Arsenal do need to win tonight if they are going to win on Sunday. Do you see where he's coming from to try to get that momentum back up? Because like you said, their form has dipped.
Yeah, I mean, you could look at this as a big momentum shift again, couldn't you? It changes so quickly. I mean, you can ask Charlie, he's been in the game, he's been in Premier League dressing rooms, how quickly things can change. It looked, really rosy just 4 games ago for Arsenal. Heading in to that Carabao Cup final, they were talking about a quadruple. That then becomes a treble. That then becomes a potential double. And then, of course, a damaging defeat against Bournemouth. And, you probably couldn't blame if some of the players maybe were having a few doubts or a few anxieties, but that's natural. I mean, all of the players will say, if you haven't got those nerves, then, it shows that it does matter to them. So I can see where that fan is coming from. I just think more for anything else, it will just be great for Arsenal's confidence if they were to convincingly get a result against Sporting tomorrow, charge into the Champions League semi-finals, and then a better state of mind to go into the Etihad in that crucial game against Manchester City. you've got to remember as well, though, Manchester City know realistically that, the onus is on them really to win that game. If Arsenal get through tomorrow against Sporting, and if they avoid defeat against Manchester City, I think come Monday morning, I think the narrative is going to be a whole lot different than it is now heading into these two games.
Yeah, well, definitely. Charlie, you can see these training methods now. We have kind of... there's been a few things made about their training methods when we've been there in the last few weeks, and of course that intensifies when results go badly.
Yep, it's Numbers Don't Lie, powered by SofaScore here on CBS Sports Golazos. Now it's time for the Oracle. This is a fun little bit, Jeff. We haven't seen a lot of these things that are coming up in this segment, including trivia, so stick around until the very end. And even if you're watching on YouTube, chime in and let us know what you guys think. The Oracle, our SoFi AI score that will predict the possibility of comebacks in these Champions League quarterfinals. So, all right, the Oracle, what do they think about Real Madrid against Bayern, or shall I say Bayern against Real Madrid? 2-2 final result. The Kings of Europe are no stranger to comeback stories, but the deficit is going to be a lot in Munich. Neuer turned back the clock at the Bernabeu with 9 saves, another vintage performance, plus a couple goals from their star-studded attacking trio will be enough for Bayern to get through. A 2-2 draw after extra time, though, to send Bayern through 4-3 on aggregate. Oh, that's the nugget right there.
Nice little twist.
Okay.
Right.
Spicier than I thought.
I think it might be a little bit more comfortable. I really did not want this. I was hoping the cards fell differently. I've now got Arsenal, wobbling Arsenal, at home to Sporting. What does the Oracle say Arsenal are going to do? Woo! It's all line out for Arsenal in the Champions League. It is, to be fair, they're on the right side of the bracket. The Gunners are taking lead back to North London. They've only lost twice all season. Sporting's underdog run ends at the Emirates. Mikel Arteta's trophy hunt is still on. The Oracle sees a 2-0 Arsenal win to advance 3-0 on aggregate. I don't see that at all. I think Arsenal will go through, but they're going to limp over the line 1-1, and they'll be hanging on for the last 15 minutes of this game. They'll go through, but I don't see them winning comfortably as that.
Any worry, anxiety, or is it more...
Fire. I'm on fire. That's it, nothing else. I'm dreaming so much. I've done so much, to be in this position, because I know how this club it was. I've done so much against anything that this is beauty. I just see beauty, opportunity, and I want to get it done for all these people that they've been in this journey with us, and because they deserve it, because it's been unbelievable. That's what is driving me every single day. I have zero fear. Fear I had when, if we don't get this done, this club, I don't know where it's going. That was fear. Now, there's no fear. It's just purpose, fire, direction, and conviction that we're going to do it.
Are you seeing this fire in your players?
Yes. Yes, big time.
Aaron, he's got a whole lot of fire. What do you make of that?
It's talk. It's talk. We'll see on the pitch. This is one of those really interesting things where it's like he can say all these things and it doesn't matter one bit if it doesn't end up in a trophy. If it does, then we'll look back and we'll say, okay, he got him going. This was a fun moment, but he got the soundbite. But they pushed on. If they don't win, then this will be absolutely ridiculous. These sound bites will be played over and over and over. All that matters is, do they go out and show fire on the pitch?
If they don't win the Premier League, if they get knocked out of the Champions League, someone's going to do a remix and he's going to he's going to say, I am fire. But for me, in all seriousness, when you look at Mikel Arteta and his press conferences, I mean, bring your breakfast, bring your lunch, bring your dinner, bring a result. Arsenal need results right now. End of statement. Bring a result.
I like this better than his normal press conferences. There was no excuses here. There was no, Sporting is a very difficult team. We're going to have to be at our best. Playing the underdog or playing things down. Yeah. I love that. I would like more of that. I would like more of that on the pitch in his bravery, in the tactics and everything else that comes to the team. This can be funny to laugh at, but I'd rather him be like this than his other stuff where he's complaining about the kickoff time or the length of the grass or anything, the ball, the VAR, any of the referees. I like this better.
So many storylines going into this week for Arsenal. They could advance to the semi-finals, also go 9 points clear in the Premier League. But specifically this game, Aaron, what storyline are you looking out for going against Sporting today?
Will Arsenal play on the front foot? Will they play positively? Will they bring the fire? That is what will make the difference. If this team plays tentatively, if they try to sit in and absorb pressure, it could go very, very wrong with them. But if they go out and press Sporting, if they try to get the ball forward, if they try to move the ball quickly, I think positives will happen. But we'll see what this team actually brings today.
Do we think Arsenal will be aggressive going forward, Lahoud, today?
I think that the crowd at the Emirates, they're going to demand it. They're going to demand the result, number one. But we've seen the nervous energy creep into this Arsenal side. There is this nervous tension right now. You're an Arsenal fan. We all know Arsenal fans all around the world that every single match feels like a cup final from here on out. It certainly is in the Champions League because you get 2 legs to figure it out. It certainly is in the Premier League. And being on the front foot, it breeds confidence, not just in this match, but because they have that marquee match, arguably the biggest match of the season, this Sunday against Manchester City. Arsenal fans, they need their confidence restored. The players, they need their confidence restored. And it's not being proactive it's going to do it. Or sorry, reactive. It's being proactive it's going to do it for Arsenal.
I know you've got a storyline relating to Sporting, so why don't you tell us that?
Will Luis Suarez step up in the few moments he gets? Sporting are going to be against it. Their Arsenal should have a lot more possession. They're going to have a lot more field tilt, a lot more opportunities and everything else. And it's very difficult to get chances against this Arsenal team, one of the best defenses, if not the best defense in Europe. But there will be 1, maybe 2 half chances if he can make the difference and Sporting have a chance to pull off an upset.
Yeah, I mean, what a season that he's had in the Champions League, right? You think of being a difference maker in the final third. This is an interesting storyline because Victor Gyökeres, his counterpart, used to play at Sporting. And were you underwhelmed by Gyökeres? Because I was underwhelmed as well in that first leg by him.
Yes, in the first leg, yes.
Yeah. Winning the battle in both boxes is going to be key. My big storyline that I'm looking at is in the midfield. As of late, there's been this theme when you watch Arsenal matches, right? This fella right here, Martin Zubimendi looks like he's running out of gas. Martin Zubimendi has just looked like he's gone from maybe the signing of the season to a player who looks lost, whose legs are going out from under him, and he looks overplayed. He looks like his mind is going. Bournemouth went after him. Manchester City went after him. Wolves went after him. So the blueprint is there. And when we look at the lineup, there's a lot of big-name players that their injuries are still up in the air. But the big one, and the reason why I highlighted Zubimendi, is it's reported that Declan Rice will be available to play today. And that is massive because when I look at Declan Rice, and going back to the Bournemouth match, right? Declan Rice is at his best when he's at his best. I had this conversation with Adam Hunt. The best version of Martin Zubimendi breeds the best version of Declan Rice and the best version of Arsenal. Declan Rice has had to babysit Martin Zubimendi in the last month for me. It takes away from his ability to get forward and create, and I think that has a domino effect in terms of the ball progression and how Mikel Arteta and Arsenal really want to play.
Yeah, in yesterday's show, Jeff said if there's no Rice, he can't see them winning this tie. So how much of an addition would he be today?
Rice is massive. The energy he brings this Arsenal team, the leadership on the pitch, driving with the ball at his feet, the ground he covers defensively. He's just an all-encompassing entity that makes the team better. And if he is not in the team, it's a darker prospect for Arsenal. And I agree 100% about the Zubimendi. I just saw a stat that he's the only player that's played, outfield player that's played more minutes than him in the Prem is Szoboszlai for Liverpool. And you can see it in his legs. He just looks tired. He looks run down mentally, physically, overall. And we need the best version of Zubimendi for Arsenal to be their best version.
I'm going to give you 100%. Quick numbers, right? So Arsenal, for me, have lost the command and control of the midfield ever since the Carabao Cup final against Manchester City. Between Martin Zubimendi and Declan Rice, they lost the ball 29 times against Bournemouth. 29 times? That is unacceptable if you're going to win a Premier League and push to get to a Champions League semi-final, let alone to win the Champions League.
Sporting have got their captain back, though, haven't they? Morten Hjulmand. He's back from a yellow card suspension. That'll be big.
That'll be very big for Sporting. Again, it'll be a lot of suffering. It'll be a lot of playing against the ball, trying to frustrate Arsenal as best as they can, try to hold out on set pieces and everything else, and just let the game build level as long as they can and see what happens with the anxiety in the crowd. And then if you get those chances, like I said, you got to put them away. And Arsenal, big favorites today. They should get through. They should control this game, but the anxiety's there.
Yeah, huge night.
Oof. Last for me, Ben White. To his point, that's the matchup.